Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya. That line. Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Gurudev Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Jaya Radha Sama Sundar Radha Sama Sundar Sri Radhe Jaya Radha Sama Sundar Radha Sama Sundar Sri Radhe Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bol Hari Bol Mother Brinda and Mother Vishnupriya. So you can continue. Do you want us to play Kartal Midanga or just you have everything?
My sister will be playing kartal and my mom will try playing mridanga.
Oh wow! Okay, mother going to play the midanga. You better listen. She might be better than you.
Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishore Radha
Krishna
Prana Mora Jugala
Krishna
Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishore Jivane Marane Gati Arnai Mora Jivane Marane Gati Arnai Mora Jivane Marane Gati
Thank you. That was very sweet. And please give my regards to your sister and mother and your father and everyone. Thank you. So we'll begin today's third day Harikatha. So in the beginning, we invoke the mercy of our Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Varga to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Radha Krishna and all the Brajavasis. So please join. Om Ajnanatirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurube Namah Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Panchakalpataruvescha Kripa Sindhubhayeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. So today we are going to recite a special prayers. Mother Vishnupriya, do you have the slides of Radharani's special names? So everybody can recite those if you have that slides. We can put it out so everybody can recite. These 10 names of Srimati Radharani are very, very important in our life, and it produced 3 results. So hopefully you can see on the screen if possible.
Is it the Radha Damodar Prashta?
Yes.
Okay.
And we all can chant together. And if you can copy it, chant it every day if possible. This is a prayers, just the name, but Rupa Goswami Pad, who is so important in our life because of Srila Prabhupada gave us Rupa Goswami Pad. We cannot approach Rupa Goswami Pad, but Rupa Goswami Pad says, you have the slide before that. It tells you the result. When you chant, what will happen? Yes, this one. It says, Imam Vrindavaneshwaraya Dasanama Manorama Ananda Chandrikam Nama Jarahasyam Stutim Patit Saklesha Rahita Bhutta Bhuri Sobhagya Bhushitaha Taritam Karuna Patram Radha Madhayo Bhavit. So 3 results. Saklesha Rahita Bhutta. Whatever struggle in your spiritual practice, not material money or a house or a wife or husband, not that kind of, but whatever the trouble that coming to practice devotional path, that will be removed if you just remember those 10 names of Radharani. Second, the recipient becomes good fortunate, means all the good quality like humility, tolerance, those are very important in our life. More than money, believe me. I saw more rich people struggle with their mind than money does not help. And the 3rd result is you become eligible to serve Radha Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. Wow, just by chanting these names. Okay, so you can go to the next. This is the name. So please fold your hand and recite those names. Radha Damodara Presta Radhika Varshavanavi Chamasta Vallavi Brinda Dhammila Uttang Samallika Krishna Priya Balli Mukha Gandharva Lalita Sakhi Vishakha Sakha Sukhini Haririt Bringamanjari. Two more times. Radha Damodara Presta Radhika Varshavanavi Samasta Vallavi Brinda Dhamilla Uttang Samallika Krishna Priya Balli Mukha Gandharva Lalita Sakhi Vishakha Sakha Sukhini Haririt Bringamanjari. One more time, last time. Radha Damodara Presta Adhika Varshavanavi Samasta Vallavi Brinda Dhammilla Uttang Samallika Krishna Priya Balli Mukha Gandharva Lalita Sakhi Vishakha Sakha Sukhini Haririt Bringamanjari. Jai Shri Radhe. And anybody wants to take it, you can ask Gopal Radhe Prabhu that he can, hopefully he can just send it to you. Whoever is listening, he is our host. So now we'll go back to our today's program. Today we'll understand the importance of Srimati Radharani in relation to our Guru and our spiritual life. There's a famous verse quoted, Radha Sanmukha Shakti Saki Sangha Nivasini Tamaham Satatam Bande Guru Rupam Param Saki. When you see your Gurudev, do not think he's from America or India, or this is not a good view. Guru is it's given Aham Hare Tava Padai Kamula Dasanu Dasa Bhavitasma Bhuya Manasmare Tasapate Gunante Grinita Bhaka Karma Karo Tokaya. Srila Prabhupada translate that disciples should desire like this. Oh my Lord, when can I serve your lotus feet under your eternal associate? So who is your Guru? Do not think he is born in America or India or somewhere. He is the eternal associate of the Lord. And this is proper. Even you may see the symptom or not see the symptom of his eternal residence of the sweet Lord, but that's the mentality every disciple should maintain, that my Guru is eternal associate of the Lord and he's serving that way. Sakigana Mama Parama Sundari Jugala Premera Guru. And this is also we are going to see that how Srimati Radharani actually exhibit with the other elderly Sakis, and how she also very merciful to our Guru Vargas, all the way to our level, how to understand. And some confidential pastime, how the devotee in spiritual world serving Krishna under Srimati Radharani as a Radharani's maid servant, really get the highest existence of happiness. And there is a famous verse, and then I'm going to narrate the story after that. Bhajami Radha Yaravinda Netram Smarami Radha Madhur Smitasham Badami Radha Karuna Bharadram Tato Mama Nasti Gati Nakopi. So it reminded that yesterday we concluded the gift of conviction. Very nice. Oh, you found that verse. Very nice. This is a confidential verse, but this is wonderful. Radha Bhakta Day, because Srila Prabhupada says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, who is the Acharya of our Sambandha? for Hare Krishna Devotee ISKCON Society, who is our Acharya for Sambandha Gyan? Sanatana Goswami Pad. Who is our Acharya for Abhideya? The process, how to obtain the goal? Rupa Goswami Pad. And who is the Acharya for Saddha or goal of life? Raghunath Das Goswami. This is Raghunath Das Goswami's prayers. And I'll narrate the story later, end of the today. And it's beautiful why he composed such a beautiful verse. So it reminded yesterday we came to conclusion, many quotes, one of this, and some of our listener is so attentive and so intelligent, and they confirm, they know it. The gift of conviction and determination to attain ultimate goal is synonyms to our endeavor. So then sadhaka, or we think the love can be seen from what you are willing to give to the beloved for their happiness. This is number one. The love that we want to develop or hold can be seen from what we are willing to give to the beloved or our Guru or Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and what we are willing to avoid or give up. Why? For the beloved's pleasure, happiness. So from these two, Srimati Radharani is the exemplary figure of these two ingredients that shows one's degree of love to the beloved sweet Lord Sri Krishna. This is very important. If you focus on these two, you can see all the things Prabhupada did only based on these two principles. All our Acharya, because Radharani is personally exemplary figure of these two ingredients. One is what she constantly thinking, what can she do now to bring the pleasure to Krishna? And this is what Srila Prabhupada did, Bhakti Siddhanta, everybody. And what they can give up or willing to not to do, that will also bring pleasure, both. So that reminded, this is a one key point today. This professor mentioned, and it was very interesting. If the finite means us, the soul, infinitesimal, if the finite or finite, whatever you say, if the finite can know the infinite, then he is not infinite. Now that's true, according to one of the Socrates' comment, that it is not possible to ever know the infinite. But our acharyas are very interestingly answered that. He said, if the infinite cannot make himself or herself together, Radha Krishna, known to the finite, they are not infinite. Just the opposite. It's such a wonderful. And when I mentioned this to this professor, he said, wow, that's a far out. I never even imagined. That's like more than Socrates could say. What Socrates says is correct, that if the finite can know the infinite, then he is not infinite. That's one way of angle, but higher than that is what our Acharya says, that if the infinite cannot make himself known to the finite, then he is not infinite. What is sweet. This is our Krishna consciousness Acharya Parampara. 1968 in San Francisco, March 9th, Srila Prabhupada spoke very nice. Just like you are citizen of America, you have got a particular, this is last night, when I go to sleep, I try to hear Prabhupada's lecture. So this fascinated so much, I could not fall asleep immediately. And then, so I woke up and just to copy it. So Prabhupada gave this lecture. He says, you have got a particular relationship with the state, and you are expected to work according to that relationship. and then you are a good citizen. So when you're American, you're law abiding of American law abiding citizen, isn't? When we say I'm American, what does that mean? So the state gives you all protection. State gives you protection, state gives you health care. If you have a COVID-19, America government is going to give you treatment, all this when? When you claim you are American citizen. Similarly, Prabhupada give a very nice, it's interesting. He says, when you develop a relationship with God, we call Krishna all attractive, and that is perfect name of God. Unless God is all attractive, he cannot be God. I love that. Srila Prabhupada said, if God cannot be all attractive, he is not God. Very sweet. Then he says, God cannot be Hindus, cannot be Christian God, cannot be Jews God, cannot be Mohammedans God. God is God for everyone. He is all attractive. He is full opulent. He is full in knowledge, perfect in knowledge, perfect in beauty, perfect in renunciation, perfect in fame, perfect in strength. In this way, he is all attractive. So when you have a relationship with God, then you get protection, you get everything that you need completely. Very sweet. I thought I'll start with this. So I have a beautiful, I contemplated, Prabhupada said his father is a pure devotee. So I was thinking like, how do we know who is a pure devotee? Prabhupada said his father is a pure devotee. Okay, we have a faith, but still we want to know how was the calculation. Because Prabhupada says in purport, he says, my father prayed to Srimati Radharani that in future we would become a servant of the eternal consort of Sri Krishna, Srimati Radharani, Haribo. And then Prabhupada says, somehow or other we all engage in that Radharani service. This is sweet. Who we are serving? Prabhupada said here in the purport that we are serving under Radharani. You never think like Prabhupada, obviously says such thing, but it is there in the purport. You look at it. Wonderful. Also in 65, Srila Prabhupada writes in Jaladut in the diary, Krishna tava punnaha vevhai. If you look at the translation, Krishna tava punnaha vevhai, it appears like my slang way of understanding, slang language. He's bribing to Krishna. Prabhupada is bribing to Krishna that if you do this to me, then Radharani will be happy. Radharani khushi have. So, it's like a bribery. Prabhupada is bribing Krishna that, yay, Krishna, you will be very happy because Radharani will be happy if you sanction this to me that I can preach. And if you do this, then Radharani will be happy and you will be fortunate. That Prabhupada is making Krishna fortunate by bringing Radharani. What a wonderful. Of course, we don't know Prabhupada's internal mood. I'm sure it is such a elevated, it's very touchy. In Madhya-lila chapter 13, 150 text, I was searching where Prabhupada mentioned this. This is Srimati Radharani is the center of all Vrindavan activity. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the instrument of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan still chant. How they chant? Jai Radhe, Prabhupada said. From Krishna's own statement given here, it appears that Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan and that Krishna is simply her. Can you imagine what Prabhupada used the word? Decoration. Who is Krishna? Radharani is decoration. I feel like over joyful already just by hearing that Prabhupada. Such a Roshik, Prabhupada has a humors. Krishna is known as Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, but Srimati Radharani is the enchanter of Krishna. Consequently, Srimati Radharani is called Madan Mohan Mohini, the enchanter of the enchanter of Cupid. Enchanter of the enchanter. This is Prabhupada. Such a wonderful. Even ask anybody. So far you are studying Shastra, you have joined in ISKCON. Have you seen anybody more powerful than Krishna? And the devotees are looking each other. More powerful? How can it be? Nobody. Prabhupada said, yes, there is one. Srimati Radharani. And then Prabhupada clears this. I love this, the way Prabhupada clears this. It's not that Srimati Radharani is more powerful. It is Krishna who loves Radharani so much, he allows her to have this super excellence and control him. So Radharani in Rasagata Vichar, consideration of transcendental mellow, she is upper hand. The women in the spiritual world has an upper hand. In the material world, men try to take the upper hand. This is a one Acharya's comment. The Radharani has the upper hand, gopis have the upper hand, Mother Jashoda, all the Matajis over there, or the ladies, they have the upper hand in spiritual world. Even Krishna is a decoration, as Prabhupada said, of Radharani. So it's very fascinating. So I'm going to give you a little philosophy about how to understand Srimati Radharani's position. So I was studying Ramananda Roy's Sangbad. This is in Madhya-lila chapter 8. So I'm going to give a summary, a beautiful. Madhurya Ras, conjugal, mellow, is more enchanted, or you can say enhanced, when it is couched in the form of parakya or parama relationship. Now we should always remember these two things, most important. Krishna is the enjoyer of everything, not Radharani. She is not the master. Krishna is the rasa. Krishna is the sweetness. Rasa Vaishaha. Indeed, Anandam atra kara pada udaradi sagata sabheda vivarjita atma. Nirdosha guna vigraha atmatantra nischatta guneschahina. If you break down that verse, Anandam, this Krishna's toenail, toenail to the tip of hair. What is the substance in Krishna's body? Toenail to tip of hair. What? Only one. Anandam. Bliss. Nothing else. There is no bones, blood, muscle, tissue, veins, whatever, all this beautiful body we have, so-called beautiful. But Krishna's body is made of Anandam from toenail to tip of hair. The hair is not hair, it's a Anandam, bliss, full of bliss. Patra Karo Pado, and Anandam, not only Anandam, they're dancing. The whole body is dancing, it's so happy, joyful. When you're happy, what do you do? When you're so happy, you just feel like going like this, like you just go a little while, we do all sometime, not all time, but Krishna is all the time. His body is made of Ananda, he cannot control himself. But this is a key point. Viruddha dharman tasmin hi chitram. Viruddha dharman tasmin hi chitram. What does that mean? The Viruddha dharman tasmin hi chitram means that when Krishna wants to enjoy, he's not going to enjoy like us only. We can relate, he also enjoy like us, but he wants to enjoy any crooked way you can imagine. The reason I mention crooked way, because stealing, sneaky, lying, debauchery, these are not well accepted in the human society. What to talk about God's society? But Krishna wants to enjoy any way he wants. Now, why it is so good? Why it is so good that any way he enjoy, and it is good, we are glorifying him. How to understand this? Because he is Bhajaniya Sarva Sadguna Vishishta. Just like a lion, an example, I was thinking how to explain this. Just like you have a ferocious lion attacked you, but the lion is made of gulab jamun. Now, if the lion is made of gulab jamun and you are wrestling with the gulab jamun lion, what do you get? Sweet. There is no death. There is no harmful. It's just a mundane example. I'm trying to understand. So Krishna, because he is made of Ananda, whatever he does, whether stealing, lying, or Parama or Lila, it is all end with sweet. This is the most astonishing. And what is Radharani's play here? Radharani says, any way you want to enjoy, I will provide it. And she is the one, only one, only one. Say Dware Radhika Nitta Ekali, chapter 4, Adilila. Say Dware Radhika Nitta Ekali, Amar Madhurja Prema Asade Sokali. And Krishna says, she alone tastes everything of my sweetness. So now you'll be thinking like, wait, what about the other devotees, other gopis? They are all tasting through her. And we are going to taste through our Guru Parampara. And it's coming down from Radharani. This is very sweet. So what is Radharani's job? Radharani's job is only one service. Only one service Radharani has. We must remember this. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur made. When Lord Karjan, the governor of India, was invited to come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace. So they said, well, he's a governor, he doesn't eat vegetarian. He eats meat. And Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said, all right, the Calcutta hotel can supply this, whatever meat he needs. Then some of his disciples said, Prabhupada, we can't do this. Supplying meat? He said, you don't understand. We are in the mood of Radharani. Radharani has a one goal. Anyway, anywhere, anyhow, please Krishna. He wants to have an affair with some married lady, I'll become that married lady. He wants to have a stealing propensity, I'll arrange all the stealing propensity. Whatever way Krishna wants to be pleased. Krishna's character. What is Krishna's character? Let's see. Krishna's character is so attractive, so enchanting, so endearing, so incredibly inspiring that you cannot resist but to love him. He's not a human being. He's not a demigod. He's not a god. He is the embodiment of pure love, and Radharani is his internal potency. There is nothing fault. Absolutely, there is no fault of anything because it is all good. Even in America, they say God is good. It's all good because it's all good. Everything Krishna does through Radharani is all good. If you can come to that point, then you can understand Radha Krishna's pastime. It is so important. So let's see how this conjugal explanation Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got through Ramananda Rai. So he says in Parokya Rasa, Parokya means Paramaur, the gopis risk everything for the service of Krishna. Krishna purposely create that all my internal potency, they will take birth. He told Jogamaya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives elaboration. They told Jogamaya, because Krishna wants to enjoy. It's not a competition of Chandrabali and Radharani. Chandrabali is never competing with Radharani, but it appears like. It appears like, because Krishna wants to he wants to taste that I am belongs to Radharani, but I want to go to another girl and see what she feels. He wants to taste it. Now he is made of love. She is made of love. What will come out? Love. You follow? That's why it is so sweet. Even though it seems like in this world, everything is corrupted. Now, if you have a paramount or if you have all these things, it's like really horrible, emotional torture. Over there, emotional nourishment. Here is emotional torture. People even commit suicide because of this relationship. But over there, originates that place where Radha Krishna's, it is so sweet that once you enter there, you never want to leave. Forever you want to reside there. This is so sweet. So in the Peramau Rasa, Krishna himself told Jogomaya, let Srimati Radharani takes a birth separately from me, from my house, and give her a conception. Everybody understand the Abhiman. Abhiman means, just like if I ask Pracheta Prabhu, are you a man or a woman? He will say, I'm a man, because that's the conception he has. It is difficult. You identify yourself with the conception. Are you Indian or American? I'm an Indian born American citizen, like this. What is that? Conception. Identity is like a conception. Abhiman. So Radharani, Krishna told Jogomaya, create an atmosphere where she will think that she married to someone. Nobody she married. Actually, we don't even believe it. But there is a past time that she was married. To who? It is Krishna, whose shadow is Abhimanyu. It is also Krishna. You follow? But it creates a different person. And Krishna having some kind of a competition with Abhimanyu. But it is his own shadow. See, this is the most mysterious. Krishna creating this. You remember yesterday or the first day we discussed, Krishna is the script writer. Everybody remembers. Script writer means he wrote this. Okay, my shadow should take my rival. He will marry Radharani. But Radharani really think that I belong to Abhimanyu, but I never want him to touch me. Where did this idea come from? Krishna injected this idea in his script. He's a script writer. Jogomaya creating this. So Radharani grew up with this idea that, oh, I'm married to someone, but my life, my heart, my feeling, my thinking, everything is for Nanda Maharaj's son. Oh God, please, life after life, I want to just serve him. I don't want anybody in my life. If I have to see another person in my life, I will die. Where this idea is coming? Krishna wants it. So it's created like this. You follow? And all these obstacles is nothing but Jogomaya creating their attraction more thicker, more sneaky, tricky. All these words that we use here, it sounds really good, bad. But over there, it's a joyful nourishment. Radharani is so depressed, she didn't know what to do. She's going home with the gopis. All of a sudden, there is an astrologer shop in the middle of the forest. You know, this old lady is sitting there. She said, any problem in your life, I am the solution. And Radharani said, wow, in the middle of the forest, how she makes money. So she asks, how do you make money? Oh, when the girls get disturbed, cannot meet the boy, I am the solution. That is Krishna himself expanded and made this little astrology shop. That one is a very, very unusual, attractive, most attractive once you understand. So then Radharani confessed, yes, I could not meet my lover. What happened? I don't know. He said, don't worry, today 12 o'clock in this place you'll meet. I give you guarantee. If you don't find, you come back here tomorrow. This is I live under this tree, don't worry. You just leave a little note. I came here, I'll come and meet you there again. Krishna has unlimited angels. He has an agent. They are everywhere in Vrindavan, sneaky, tricky way. Nobody knows they are Krishna's agent, but they are only for this, creating this emotion play. And it is so wonderful. It is such a wonderful that we all want that. We really want to serve Krishna under Radharani's ministry. So, Parakya Ras takes two forms. Ramananda Rai explained. One, there is no obligation of anything. And the union may happen, may not happen. You follow? And then they say, well, you know, the God did not sanction. Who is God? Krishna even says to Jogomaya that I should feel. Krishna told Jogomaya, you look at in chapter 4, 29, 30, 31, those verses. Mu bishaye gopigoner mu bishaye gopigoner মুবিষে গোপীগণের উপপতি ভাবে, মুবিষে গোপীগণের উপপতি ভাবে, মুবিষে গোপীগণের উপপতি ভাবে যোগমায়া করি, মুবিষে গোপীগণের উপপতি ভাবে যোগমায়া করিবেন আপন প্রভাবে, something like this. মুবিষে গোপীগণের 4 Adilila chapter 4 text 29, 30, 31. মুবিষে গোপীগণের upapati bhave. That's right. Mupishe Gopigan. So he told Jogomaya, you create this upapati bhav. Means I am a more than husband. Husband is only there like a statue. But I'm going to give them nourishment. I'm going to give their satisfaction. I'm going to give everything. So what they will do, all those girls, billions girls, they give their life for me. That's all it is. This is like a whole transcendental play, a drama, and it's eternally going on. It's growing. So Ramananda Rai is explaining very sweetly. He says because their meeting is very rare, it becomes even sweeter. When it becomes rare, it becomes sweeter. There is another kind of Parokya Ras, Paramaur Ras, and Ramananda Rai gives this. Just like I mentioned other day, how Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur made that, food is tasty. When you have a sweet rice in your house, your mother made, it's very tasty. But in spiritual world, it is not as tasty as when you steal the sweet rice from somebody's house. Now, if you do this in America, don't do this, you will be jailed or whatever, I don't know. But in the spiritual world, a Krishna purposely find is more tasty. Now, how do you figure it out? How do you come up with this? And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, it must be much more tasty. Why the Absolute, who is full of bliss, is trying to do this. Every day he steals. He enjoys this stealing business. Oh, this lady belongs to this man? Okay, I will enjoy, but he will get nothing from her. So Radharani creates this whole atmosphere. Jogomaya makes the whole drama with this. And they forget also that they are actually internal potency. They think like, I'm the most beautiful girl. Radharani will look at in the water and she looks at, wow, I'm so beautiful. Why Nanda Maharaj's son is not spending time with me? He's wasting time. He should come and live with me. But I'm married. Oh my God, what will happen? So then she cries, oh God, why you made me like this? Why you didn't make me a boy? I could travel with him. He's so attractive. I want to be with him. Narottam Das Thakur sing a song in that mood. Why? Radharani is crying. Why you didn't make, oh Lord, oh God, why you didn't make a boy so I could just travel with Krishna all the time? I'm a girl, I love him, but I'm married, I cannot see him, I cannot travel. It's like a torture. But those emotions actually is the highest happiness. Very difficult to understand from material angle. So when you, a Krishna's point is, then when something is unethical, he will break that and he will make it for him and it makes it ethical. This is very difficulty, very difficulty. One time, Prabhupada in Canada, Uttama Sloka Prabhu, he gives his memory in the tape, he says. So Prabhupada says, no, Uttama Sloka Prabhu says, Prabhupada, this temple, if anybody went to Toronto temple, it's beautiful temple. Really, I went there a couple of times. Beautiful temple, old church. It's beautiful. So there's a history behind it. So then Uttama Sloka Prabhu says, maybe we should buy it. Prabhupada said, why you want a headache? You have a simple life. Just take prasadam, preach and chant. You live a simple life, happy. Then after a few minutes, Prabhupada said, testing. Prabhupada was testing. So Prabhupada said, how much is it? Oh, Prabhupada, it's $300,000. 300,000 is a lot of money those days, in early 70s. Then Prabhupada said, okay, so we should get it. Oh, I thought you said we don't want anxiety, we don't want worry. Said, no, you must get anxiety to serve Krishna. And this is the mood of Radharani. She's always in anxiety, how to please him. And that's what that anxiety draws happiness. The material anxiety makes you actually depressed. And so opposite, just opposite. So material depression is very bad because depression eventually leads to suicide and you become ghost, suffer more. But spiritual depression is enlivens so much your heart that you actually enjoy much more, that you take so much risk to please Krishna. So much risk they take. All these coward boys, they take so much risk. The coward girls, Radharani is the highest take risk. So similarly, we see that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, one time, he saw his disciples borrowed money from the bank to open a temple in Madras in South India. So then they got scared what Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur will think. It's the same thing like Prabhupada. So when he saw that, oh, you borrowed so much money from the bank, now you have to work hard to pay it back. And you don't have a simple life anymore. You cannot live in a temple like a Haribol, wonderful time. No, no, no. You have to go out and earn money to pay off the loan. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, this is very nice. This is very nice. So Sridhar Maharaj says that we had some apprehension, he comments, and he would chastise us. But we have taken this loan. Instead of that, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur appreciated. He gave appreciation that this is good. You took the anxiety because Radharani, that's what she do. If you really look at Prabhupada's personal life, his whole day night he's thinking how to explain, how to do this, always, always, always. And in Amsterdam, he was so much absorbed in it. Devotee got scared. Devotee thought something is not right. He's so grave and so serious, so much worry. So he asked Prabhupada, oh, is there everything okay, Prabhupada? He said, yes. He said, you are so much in anxiety, worry, your face look like you're not smiling. You know, we're smiling because we tell the story, secret of it. And then Prabhupada said, I never have been so happy in my life. And I don't know how to express this. I'm trying to control that nobody should see I'm so happy. And I'm to reserve, so I'm becoming serious. So this is what? Anxiety to please Krishna actually is the main job of Radharani. Then you can reconcile all this pastime as we go slowly. The gopis are consciously taking the risk. This is the main point we should remember. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Rai, can you go further after he finished with Radha Tattva? Then Ramananda Rai began to explain the kind of service rendered by Radharani in Madhurya Ras. He developed service in categorically higher than that of all other gopis. Radham adhaya ridaye tateja braja sundari. Very beautiful verse. Jayadev Goswami explained the whole groups of gopis can be concealed only for one, Srimati Radha Rani. What a peculiar. Krishna even told Radharani that my flute enchant the world, but your ankle belt stop my flute to act. So Krishna talked to the flute. Why are you not making sound? He said, I'm enchanted by another sound more powerful than mine. That was the ankle bell of Radharani. It's unbelievable how much Radharani's love for Krishna. So we put a question in the question mark, the second frequently asked question. If Srimati Radharani is Krishna's original potency and possesses all quality to completely satisfy Krishna, then what is the need for so many groups of gopis? Chandravali, Shaibha, Bhadra, why? All these big, big groups. Chandravali is not alone. Chandravali has a billions of gopis under her. Like Radharani has billions and billions, she also has. They are all competing. But why it is not a competition? Because Krishna alone is the enjoyer. So it is not a competition of this world. You follow? So it's very sweet. So then You have to reconcile that answer by going to Adilila chapter 480. It says, Bohukanta binanahe rasera ullas, lilar sahai lagi bohuto prakas. Without many consort, there is not such exaltation in rasa. Therefore, there are many manifestations of Srimati Radharani to assist in the Lord's pastime. Another question is also, Radharani has all these qualities. Now, I don't know, Gopal Radhe Prabhu, if you ever ate 56 prep. Now imagine if somebody gave you 56 preparation, instead of eating individual preparation, what about mixing all the sabji, sweet rice, chutney together and squeezing and eating? Is there anything wrong? Mother Rupa Sri used to do that. Because after Prabhupada finished eating, when the plate would come out in Mayapur, and all the sannyasi would come and take the cherry pick, the best. They think whatever they thought, the sannyasi thinks like something best. So they would pick the pakora or sweet or whatever. And finally, the chutney or the lime or salt, nobody wants it. Those are the left. So Mother Rupasri, she would squeeze all these remnants together with both hands like this. And no sannyasi liked it. They really complained, why she's doing this? And Prabhupada came there. Prabhupada said, oh, what are you doing? He said, Prabhupada, sannyasi picking the best one and then nobody else wants the rest and they feel sad. Why sannyasi has privilege? So I'm just squeezing, smashing everything and everybody can have a little bit. Prabhupada said, very good. So Prabhupada supported that. So here the question is, Radharani is the embodiment of all the qualities, unlimited qualities. But each quality also takes a form. Kaya buha ruptaha rasera karan. Kaya buha means every time she thinks, oh, I wish Krishna can be happy in this way. Just by the time she finished the thought, another gopi just appeared. She's thinking, that's how the gopi expanded from her. All the gopis. I wish Krishna could be taught not to bother me properly. The way I'm going to show him, actually he will draw more pleasure. Immediately Lolita Soki came out. That's the first birth of Lolita Soki. First expansion. Lolita Soki disciplined Radha and Krishna. Oh Krishna, you don't know how to respect the dignity of our mistress. You are not allowed today. Who is Lolita? It's Radharani herself. So she expands. Sometimes Radharani feels, when I am a little bit depressed, I cannot express him. So I should have somebody should express. Who can? Visakha Devi just came out. Same age, same mood. Visakha Devi expressed to Krishna when Radharani goes through some man. So this is all these gopis are nothing but Radharani herself expanded. This is what explained very nicely that all this gopi is nothing but Radharani herself. But as I mentioned to Gopal Radhe Prabhu, but when you honor prasadam, you really don't want to squeeze everything in one plate. I don't know if you really would like it, maybe one day, but not every day. You want to taste the pakora separately. You want to taste the chutney separately. You want to taste the sweet rice separately from the pakora or chutney. I don't know, I never mixed it, but I don't know how it will taste. But it's interesting. So when each gopi is there are different flavor for Krishna to enjoy. Krishna is the only enjoyer and everything else to be enjoyed. This is the principle of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. One of the 24 instructions he gave. That Krishna is the only object of enjoyer. He's the enjoyer and we are all to be enjoyed by Krishna. And our head mistress is Srimati Radharani. This is how. So then Ramananda Rai, after he explained this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, can you think anything more than this? Then Ramananda Rai says, well, you gave me a warning that don't cite anything if you cannot back up by scriptures. So I have some feeling, but I cannot back up by scriptures because Shastra has no access, this confidential, what I have a feeling. This is the key. Very nice, important. You can read there. It's very nice. Prabhupada gave a beautiful purport. So then Mahaprabhu says, well, Shastra will never, Veda Guhyam. Veda, the Veda can never see this part. Most confidential of all confidential. So then, Sarva Guya Tamam Bhuya, Srinume Paramam Bacha, Istosi me Dhiramiti, to Bhakshami te hitam. Krishna revealed this in Bhagavad Gita also. So then Ramananda Rai said, you asked me to quote the scripture, but I cannot quote. So this way I cannot. So then Mahaprabhu said, no, 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 you must, please explain. I want to hear. Then Mahaprabhu, there is a beautiful song in the KK songbook you also find. This is a one song Ramananda Rai quoted, very nice. He composed the song instantly. Kalayati nayanam disi disi bolitam pankajamiba mridhu maruta chalitam eli bipinam prabhisati radha patipada samadita manjita vada. Very sweetly explained, Ramananda Rai, and Mahaprabhu was like surprised because in the mood of Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is relishing the beauty and the charisma Krishna is holding, and Radharani's reciprocation in that. And Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed with emotion, feeling. And he's explaining how Radha's eye moves in all direction, like a lotus moving in gentle breeze. It's very soothing. Tortured by ever increasing amorous desire, Radha enters the pastime forest. She walks with gentle, slow steps as gracefully as an elephant. May these words spoken by poet Ramananda Rai bring happiness to Gajapati Maharaj Prataprudra. So he was composing, and somebody put it in a later on in a songbook. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, please go further. Then he introduced that how selfless, completely selfless service of Srimati Radhika to please Krishna. It is not that there is nothing wrong or right. Don't think of wrong or right. This is a material idea. There is a famous verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Doite bhadra abhadra ei mano dharma ei bhalo ei mando ei sab brahma. Doite means this dual world. This is good, this is bad. These things are not in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, all bad are very good and good are also very good. So there is nothing called bad. So then when Ramananda Rai explained this, that in their meeting, Radharani always feels that he may leave any time, or there may be Jotila, Kutila. They are created. Why? To create this fear. Why the fear is needed? Because fear is one of the three most emotion every human experience in America, in the world, not only America. Fear is one of the most. Anger is another one. Fear is very emotional power, very powerful emotion. So this fear creates in Radharani, and that fear takes the form called Jotila, Kutila. They take the form as a mother-in-law, sister-in-law, but actually it is a fear. It is fear created like this. For what? To nourish this meeting. So like, for an example, Chitra Lekha. So Radharani is depressed. She's sitting down one day. I'm just giving you a scenario of this Ramananda Rai's explanation. So Radharani is very depressed. She's saying, oh, he won't come. There's so many girls. Who are the girls? It's from her. But Jogamaya gave her forgetfulness. So she can just feel like this, that, oh, maybe there is more beautiful girl, but I'll do anything to make him happy. If he goes and meet the other girl and he's happy, okay, no problem. I'll bring them too. It's very interesting. She has such a wonderful quality of engaging everybody to please Krishna. So Chitra, there's 8 gopis. Chitra, she comes and she starts painting, you know, on a sketch. And when she does painting, now you have to remember, in Vrindavan, even the dust is a conscious being. There is no such thing called dead matter. There's no dead matter. Dead matter is only here. So she's painting. When she finished the painting, so beautiful Krishna, and she came up to the knee, Radharani said, stop. Don't put the feet. If you put the feet, he will walk out. I don't want him to walk out. So that painting is there, and she's conversing, and Krishna is talking. This is a painting in this world, but over there, the painting is also Krishna. So like this, they have a prema baichitra, man, kutil, different bhava, 22 bhavas, very much relishment. Ramananda Rai expressed this very nicely. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Rai's composition gave a hint about the divine appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in which Radha Govindas are combined. And it is as if they are unconscious of their separate existence. This is a very phenomenon. This is we should remember. Why? Because in the Mahaprabhu, 2 opposite characters, poison and nectar, on the same pot. It is not like a separate pot. You know, one pot has a poison, one pot has a nectar. So which one I want to drink? Well, if I want to kill myself, take the poison. If I want to live a long life, take the milk. It will nourish. But in Mahaprabhu's body, it is not anything wrong. It's just the mood. The Radha and Krishna both are in one pot. And what is the understanding? One is searching the other. So Krishna himself is overflowing with the feelings of Radharani. And they are so deeply embraced that one is lost in their other. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put his palm over the mouth of Ramananda Rai. He told him not to even talk anymore. Even Gopal Radha Prabhu put his hand on his mouth. Mahaprabhu put his hand on Ramananda Rai's mouth. He said, no more, because this is such a confidential. Then he says, Rasaraj Mahabhav Dui Ekarup. Then Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna is the fountainhead of all pleasure. And Srimati Radharani is the embodiment of ecstatic love of God. These 2 forms are united as one, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu replied, oh, because you are 100% devotee, you thinking of Krishna, you probably see Krishna in everyone. So you seeing Krishna also in me. But Ramananda Rai didn't buy that. Say, my Lord, don't deceive me in this way. You have come here so graciously to purify this mean person. If you act diplomatically now, it will not look well for you. I won't hear what you say. Come out with your real position. Who are you? Ramananda Rai asked him, who are you? I'm seeing a beautiful golden doll. There is I'm not so sure what Mahaprabhu can do. Mahaprabhu says that by dint of your loving devotion, you can know everything in this world. Nothing can be concealed from your loving eye. Premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena. Mahaprabhu revealed himself. When you see me to be externally of a golden color, it is not so. It is by the touch of the color of Radharani. Now, why Radharani color put the dhuti on Krishna's body? Why? If you want to taste Radha's mood, you can just take the mood. Why you need the color? This question may arise, you know, we think or logic, reasoning. They said, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur gave comment that Madhunakya Mahabhav is not possible for Krishna's body to resist. His body is so soft. So seeing this, Radharani says, you want to experience, get the taste what I am experiencing. Your body cannot do this because you may fall like a rod, boom. Radharani's body is, there is a difference between hardness and toughness. Hardness, like a glass, you can put a needle through. No, you cannot put a needle through a glass, but you can put a needle through a shoes. But if you throw 10 feet from here, this glass will, what happen? Break. So it is hard, but not tough. You follow? Tough and hard is different. But with the shoes, if you throw 10 feet from here, what happens? Nothing. So shoes is tough, but glass is hard. So Krishna's body is soft, but Radharani's body is tough. She experienced this highest ecstasy because her body. So Radharani, out of love, she embraced him, and the effulgence just cover him completely. So Mahaprabhu has her mood, also the color, just for Radharani's, by her mercy that he is experiencing this. So Ramananda Rai saw Radha Krishna, beautiful form. And then again, both became one, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Ramananda Rai returned, and then Mahaprabhu says, Ramananda, as long I live, I want your accompany. And Ramananda Rai said, yes, I'm coming to Jagannath Puri and you'll see me. Now, similar pattern we see in Mahaprabhu's associate, Swarup Damodar. There is one verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you ever have chance, look at it. I recite this sometime. Many devotees recites in Alacha. Ela Udanit. This is the one complete verse, accommodate all Mahaprabhu's mercy. Ela Udanita Khedaya Vishadaya Pranamila Tamodaya. See if you can count how many times Daya mentioned. Ela Udanita Khedaya Vishadaya Pranamilat Amodaya. Sammata Shastra Vivadaya Rasadaya Chitta Aripita Unmadaya Sashata Bhakti Vinadaya Samadaya Madhurja Marjadaya Sri Chaitanya Daya Nide Tavadaya Bhuyatamandodaya. Ocean of mercy. This is Swarup Damodar wrote after discovering that Mahaprabhu is such a wonderful gift. Every night Mahaprabhu in the Radharani's mood would grab by his hands the neck of Swarup Damodar, and in his ear he would tell what is the confidential secret. That's how Chaitanya Charitamrita came into. And Swarup Damodar told this to Raghunath Das Goswami, who told to Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Otherwise, we would have no Chaitanya Charitamrita. We would not know Mahaprabhu. Because Mahaprabhu wanted us to know, so he revealed this at night. And Swarup Damodar, he was crying, seeing Mahaprabhu's compassion, so he composed this verse very wonderfully. So I'm going to jump to, because of the time, to a beautiful explanation of Joydev Goswami. And you all heard the story, but something very unique in this, that in the case of Joydev Goswami, how desperate Krishna in relation to Radharani, that Krishna himself feel happy to glorify Radharani. Krishna become joyful to glorify Radharani. That's why when you say Radhe Radhe, it attracts the attention of Krishna. You can get Krishna faster. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a song. Radhikar dasi jodi hoy abhiman shigray milaye tabo gokulakan. Radhikar dasi jodi hoy abhiman. If you have a conception to become a maid servant of Radharani, you will get Krishna just like this. So sweet. Radha bhajane jodi mati nahi vela Krishna bhajana tabaya karana gela. Those songs are very sweet. So in the case of Joydev Goswami, he's a Mahabhagavat. You know, in the Mana Mandir, Radharani has a temple. Every day she worships. Where is her temple? In her heart. That's why it's called Mana Mandir. Manamandir together is called mandir. Dhira means where you meditate in the mind. What? That's called mandir. But actually it is in the heart. When the heart is revealed, it's called mind. The difference between heart and mind, in one way to explain this. So Radharani is very upset with Krishna. This is such a revolutionary idea that God, who is a controller of everything, that he can become subordinate and touch the feet of his subordinate. Now, this we don't talk anymore just today because it is not for so much description, but some idea. This is Uddhava experience when he came to Bhagavatam 10 Canto 46 chapter. If you read the commentary, you will see very fascinating. That Krishna, he wants to be subordinate to Srimati Radharani. Why? In chapter 4, Adilila, in the purport, 55 to 64, in between one of the purport, Prabhupada writes, Krishna voluntarily choose to be controlled by Radharani. Why the husband would become handpeck? You know the word handpeck, husband? Every woman love it. But not necessarily every husband become a handpeck. But Krishna is a handpeck husband, Prabhupada said. You look at in Bhagavatam, you put handpeck husband, you'll see many places Prabhupada said. Krishna becomes a handpeck husband, means whatever the Radharani will say, he'll do. Why? Because it brings him the joy, more happiness than before. He's already happy, but it brings more joy. So he wants to be under this pleasure potency. And it's very interesting how to understand this. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it explains that if Lord Krishna is so eager to broadcast the glories of Radharani, that he came in a form of Joydev. And you all know the pastime of Joydev Goswami, how Joydev Goswami was writing Gita Govinda. Gita Govinda attracts Krishna so much that Krishna actually left the temple and he went behind this girl, little girl who learned how to sing. And when the head pujari opened the temple, he saw that Krishna's body has a torn and even some scratch. And the head pujari fainted. In the dream, Krishna says, I love the glory of Radharani when this girl is singing. So wherever she sings, anybody sings, I go there. So from next day, king made a rules. The girl cannot sing anywhere, only in the temple. So Krishna can stay in the temple. Very sweet. It says even that one Muslim ruler, at that time Mughal was ruling in India, one Muslim ruler he found out. So he wanted to sing this glory of Radharani. So he was singing. He thought, I'm a Muslim guy, probably God will not appear. Hindu God will not appear. He was thinking like this, Muslim God, Hindu God. But he had an attraction for this. He wants to glory. So he started singing. Then after a while, he thought, maybe I should get down from the horse. It is not going to work. I should be a little humble. So he kneeled down and he started reciting Gita Govinda. And after a little while, he was shocked. The Lord really appeared and he became a devotee. It's very powerful. Glorifying Radharani is extremely powerful. And I hope in the temple, we all can sing that song because it takes 10-15 minutes. Maninda Binda Bandite, very sweet song, but it's a long song, very sweet, beautiful. So Krishna wanted to broadcast the glory of Radharani. So Krishna came when Joydev Goswami writing this, and he could not finish in a sense that he's a Mahabhagavat, but then he thought, how can I write this line? And the line goes, Prabhupada quote this also a few times. Smarala garala khandanam mama sirasi mandanam dehi pada pallava mudare If you put Dehipada Pallavam in the Vedabase, you will see Prabhupada quote this many times. Dehipada Pallavam Udare. So this Jayadev Goswami, he said, no, this is not proper. He is the supreme absolute truth. He is the supreme Bhagavan, supreme enjoyer. How can be subordinate to his maid servant? Radharani is a Shakti and a maid servant. It's difficult. So he could not reconcile. He spoke to his wife, I cannot reconcile my writing. So I'm going to go take bath in Ganges. So he left his pen and open book, went to take bath in Ganges. But he came back very quick. So his wife said, how come you are so quick? He said, oh, because that line I could not write. I want to write it right away. So he went there and he wrote it. And then he came, he said, give me some prasadam. So she said, wow, you are so happy and everything. He said, yes. So Jayadev Goswami ate everything. And then after a few minutes, he said, I'll be back, just I have something else to do. And he went outside, vanished. Within a few minutes, the real Jayadev Goswami actually came. And his wife was surprised when he says, is the prasadam ready? What do you mean prasadam ready? You just ate. He said, no, I didn't eat. He said, yes, you ate. And then she said, how can you say like this? Then they started doubting. So he immediately went there where he left the paper and the pen and he saw that line is there. Smarala garala khandanam mama sirasi mandanam dehi pada pallavamudare. When Jayadev Goswami saw this, he started crying. He is in ecstasy, the hair is standing on hand. Now Lord Krishna says, very interesting, in 11th canto, Bhagavatam, he says, Katham bina roma harsham dravete chetasa bina. Bina ananda srukalaya suddeta bhakta vinasaya. If you hear about me and you are not feeling happy, something is wrong. So this is the standard of measurement. He says, Katham bina roma harsham. When you hear about me, Katham, then you should feel happy. And if happiness does not come, then dravita chetasa bina, then how it will soften your heart? And if it does not soften your heart, how you going to shed tears for me? And if you don't shed tears for me, how the hair will stand and how the consciousness will be purified? So it's very nice logic Krishna gave. When we hear about Krishna, we can check whether it happens or not. So in Tattva, we see that Krishna is higher than Srimati Radharani. So there Jayadev Goswami says, oh my dear wife, you are so lucky that you had a darshan of Krishna. It was not me. You had a darshan of Krishna in my form. But we have to distinguish what is the purpose. Because one devotee was saying that, oh, Krishna came in the dream. In Prabhupada's time, you probably heard this. There are many stories like this. One time, one devotee told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you came in my dream last night. Prabhupada said, oh. And then what did I do? He said, oh, you gave me LSD. Then Prabhupada said, that was not me. That was Maya in my form. So you have to be careful when you think some imaginary dream, what is meant. If it is actually bringing you to Krishna, that is real. If it's bringing you to something else, and Prabhupada said that was not me. That was Maya created my form. So in this explanation, we see that Radha Krishna are not consort here. Their Rasa is Parokiya Rasa. Krishna is Upapati. She is married to someone, but she gave 100% to Krishna, which appears in this world as immoral. Having relationship with someone's wife is a part of the Leela, where Radha, Krishna both absorbed eternally in that when there is an opposition to love. In a normal society, conjugal love is a experience in a routine course of event, isn't? It's a routine course of event. Okay, that's my wife, that's my husband. Okay, let's eat and go to sleep and get up, go to work. It's like a routine course of work. But sometimes in the routine course, it is not expressed fully our love. Only when someone's lover or beloved is sick, we are jolted. It's true, I saw some cases. So when there is an obstacle, there is an upswelling of affection displayed. Same principle is also revealed in the spiritual function. Everybody understanding that point? Is very good way to understand. When Krishna and Srimati Radharani have their relationship at that time, from the point of truth, tattva, they're divine couple. As for Leela, it increases the excitement. It is arranged as if Radharani belongs to someone else and Krishna is not married to her. For example, if a couple is married, in the society, the lady is depicted as a wife, Mr. Pati, or Mr. Husband, whatever. Mr. Pati and Mrs. Pati, Patni, sorry, Mrs. Patni. She has a social role of enjoyment within their marital relation, isn't it? But Jogomaya arrangement, Radharani is covered and Krishna is also covered. That they are one, but their affection between for each other is incessant, constitutionally positioned. Incessant means it can never be stopped. Every moment they want to like hug. Every moment they want to express their expression. Every moment they cry. It is like a overflowing. This is in a default position. So from social view, it may be immoral. From tattva view, it is norm. But to increase the lila, Jogomaya creates a divine illusion. If you can remember that. Jogomaya creates a divine illusion, the obstacle within the expression of love. Jogomaya creates a divine illusion within the expression of love. They will create the excitement and increase the ecstasy within the difficult love. Now, if you research very deeply how Radharani is merciful to us, I'm sure everybody probably heard the story of Samananda Prabhu, how Radharani gave her blessing, even though he was, I like that pastime because sometimes we wonder, maybe different sampradaya, different group has something very confidential more than us. This doubt comes among some devotees, not all, some devotees. But we should understand this truth. The Samananda Prabhu, he belongs to coward boys. Gauridas Pandit is a Subal Saka, Hriday Chaitanya, they're all coward boys. But he belongs to a Manjari, Radharani's group. How this happened? Because he is loyal to his guru. Not because he left his guru, took another guru in somewhere. This is wrong conception. You read scrutinizingly. I studied this 3 days on Samananda Prabhu's life. He's so loyal to his Guru Maharaj. Even his Guru Maharaj said, we are belong to coward family. Why are you going to this Sokhi mood, Gopi mood? He said, Gurudev, only by your mercy, Radharani gave me mercy. I can never think my existence without your mercy. He's so loyal. Then Mahaprabhu came in the dream of Hriday Chaitanya. I have come to establish this Gopis worship so high. And through Samananda, I'm establishing this. You have a problem? And he's shaken. No, Mahaprabhu, of course not. He said, then why you are making this? Srimati Radharani herself gave this tilakam on his. Urdha Panda Susovanam. Beautiful verse. Explain this. Beautiful tilak there. Then Goridas in the morning, Radha Chaitanya in the morning, he told his disciple, you are so fortunate that Mahaprabhu personally came and gave this. So this way we understand that we should be loyal to our Prabhupada and our ISKCON gurus. Be loyal and be steady at their feet. You will get what is destined to get by Mahaprabhu that came to give us. By the mercy of Prabhupada, we'll get, guarantee. I'm going to give you a little story also about the Pulinda girls. The Pulinda girls is another example. I'm just trying to relevant to our life, how it's all this beautiful Radha Krishna's pastime. Is there a chance for me? Because I am here, some of you are thinking, already I got a text from a few people in California. You know, we are listening on the Facebook, your lecture, but we are going to school, how it's related to us. We are going back to school, and my parents, they're going back to their job, and life is we wish we would just live a life like you have. Can you answer us? I said, okay, I'll try to touch it. So let's see. But I'm going to give some example. Now, Pulinda girls, what Pulinda girls had, what qualification she had? Only one thing. She developed an attraction towards Krishna. That's all. Attraction became so intense that she could not resist. She was a married lady. Now you may say, this is that time. Yes, let's see how it is relevant to us. So when she saw this lady who is removing the sweat of this boy, Krishna, this Pulinda girl, heart is so pure. We can learn from it. She prayed to God, make me this lady so I can touch his body. I can touch Krishna's body and do some service for him. Next day, she comes. She saw Krishna is wrestling with the boys. Oh God, she prays from far. Make me a boy right now so I can play with him and wrestle with him. This is called attraction. Any service that will please, any way I can please. She has this dedication that anything that will please. She did not know Radharani. But because Radharani is so merciful, one day she saw Krishna from far. She said, I'm not going home. I'm married, I have children, I don't care. I'm not going home. I'm going to just stay and serve this hero of my life. So she ran after Krishna, and Krishna entered into a kunja. And when she fell in the kunja, she fell on the ground and she raised her head. Radharani was sitting there and Krishna just came in. Radharani immediately told Rupa Manjari, take care of her, make her one of our maid. And she got the entrance to become a Radharani's maid servant. Was not like at that time. It can happen also in this time. End of your life you can, if you have that strong desire to serve Krishna. But do not serve Krishna directly. Serve Krishna under Guru, who is following Radharani. This is important. Another example, how loyal we should be. There is a song, I asked Mother Vishnupriya if she can put this. This is Rupa Goswami Pad wrote. One time, Rupa Goswami Pad, Rupa Goswami Pad wrote Nectar of Instruction. Rupa Goswami Pad wrote Ujjal Nilmani. It's not like he just sat down and said, let me show my, philosophical mind. No. He was literally following Mahaprabhu's instruction. And he was listening Mahaprabhu in Dasavashamed Ghat for 10 days. Rupa Goswami Pad was not spending time with Mahaprabhu too long. But he knew the heart of Mahaprabhu. This is the secret. And Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami Pad, he writes this. He says, I want to see how loyal those maid servants to Radharani. So Krishna sometimes makes this a beautiful pastime. And Krishna also wants to see, really they are loyal to Radha. Okay, that's the best thing they can do. Let's see if they are loyal to. Very nice. That's the song. So what did Rupa Goswami did? He was meditating how they are loyal. As soon he thought there is a scenery he saw by the mercy of the tree. You heard the Goswamis were staying under the tree of difference. This is from Stavavali. Rupa Goswami Pad wrote. This is one of the song. Each Stavavali sloka has a pastime almost. So then Rupa Goswami, as a Rupa Goswami, not Rupa Manjari, he's seeing a Leela pastimes. So there is a beautiful Krishna is so beautiful, so gorgeous. He has a beautiful curly hair and his smile is enchanting, the peacocks. And there is a big war, the biggest war, bigger than Kurukshetra, battlefield of Kurukshetra. One side, billions of gopi girls ready with the color dye and the syringe to defeat the other party. And other side is Krishna's party, ready with the big barrel drum with different color and dye. And the war began, about to begin. Who is going to win? Who can color the other group more? And Rupa Goswami Pad, wow, how is this so fascinating? In the meantime, all those manjaris, and one manjari's name is Ananga Manjari. Ananga Manjari, so Radharani give a little side glance to Krishna. So Krishna comes and tell Ananga Manjari, I want to give you a hug. Come on, come here, I love you. He said, come here. No, no, don't touch. Oh God, please protect me from Krishna. No, I belong to Radha. And she's like crying. She's praying to God because she's not thinking Krishna is God. She's praying to God. No, I'm loyal to Radha. Krishna only can hug to Radha, not me. No, no, not me. No. And Krishna says, no, no, come here. And they have started. And Rupa Goswami is watching. And he composed this song. How loyal this. Krishna's beauty is so beautiful. Yet, none of the Radharani's maid servant ever goes directly to enjoy Krishna separately from Radha. But they enjoy wonderfully. Their enjoyment beyond our imagination. This is the song he wrote at that time. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. Saurabha Sankata Vrindavana Tata. Saurabha Sankata Vrindavana Tata. Asan Tabihar Vihitam Basanta Bihar. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. Abhinavakuta Mala Gucha Samojala Kunchita Kuntalabhar Kunchita Kuntalabhar Pranai Janerita Vandana Sahakrita Pranai Janerita Vandana Sahakrita Churnita Vanaganasar Churnita Vanaganasar Nara Nanda Kumar Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar Adhara Virajita Mandatara Smita Adhara Virajita Mandatara Smita Obita Nija parivar lobhita Nija parivar Chatul Drigan Chalara Chitara Sochala Chatul Drigan Chalam Rachitara Sochala Radha Madana Vika Radha Madana Vika Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar Bhuvana Vimohana Manjulanartana Bhuvana Vimohana Manjulanartana Gatibal Gita Manihar Gatibal Gita Manihar Nija Balaba Jana Surita Sanatana Nija Balaba Jana Surita Sanatana Itabi Ardabata Chitabi Harat Avatar Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. So this song, Rupa Goswami Pad wrote that time. He was so mesmerized by the beauty of Krishna that he could not believe how beautiful Krishna every day he plays. But all the time, the taste is there with the gopis, manjaris. And that's how Krishna enjoys. And Radharani provides this. So be prepared when you go to Vrindavan. If you are loyal, be steady and loyal to your Guru and Radharani. Do not deviate here or there. Don't be allured by it. Now I'm going to tell you another story because of the time running out. I'm not going to discuss full details. You may think that how they enjoy. It is not the enjoyment like we experience here. Just like I mentioned other day, if if 911 calls me, say, is Gopal your son? I have a son named Gopal. This is a Gainesville police. Is Gopal your son? Immediately what happening in my heart? I'm not feeling well. I tell you right now. I will not be feeling well. Why 911 calling? Because 911 is not known as a party. 911 known as a real serious danger. So I'm not feeling happy. So even though police is not telling me that I should be nervous, right? But it is there. So similarly, we can see if you bought a super lotto ticket and you're watching the news and the number on the ticket is $160 million and is the same number in the TV. How do you feel? You didn't see the money. It's just the number matched. How do you feel? You feel like, wow, unbelievable. 160 million. Hope you don't have a heart attack because it happened to one person. He had a heart attack and died. What unfortunate. But so what I'm trying to say, the emotion we know in this world, the emotion plays, people enjoy and sad, suffering just by the news, even though the fact is not happened. Similarly, in spiritual world, just the appreciation that Radharani's, gopis, manjaris serving Krishna, you will draw a happiness automatically in your heart without you knowing it. This is not possible explaining. If you never ate ice cream and I explain you about ice cream, you will not be tasting it. It is not possible because whoever experienced, only that person can explain. You follow? Nobody else. Spiritual happiness is like this. They become so happy. So what happened one time, because so many pastimes of Jutila Kutila, I thought we'll end with a little crooked story also, but it is a sweet story. Raghunath Das Goswami, his name is Rati Manjari. So one day Srimati Radhika could not go for Ras Leela because the rumors came that maybe sometime Boma goes out and meet Nanda Maharaj's son. So Jatila Kutila thought, we are going to lie down on the door, at the door threshold. Let's see how it's possible. The door is the house is all closed, just the door. So they're lying down. Now Rati Manjari comes, seeing this problem. This is very difficult. She says, oh, Dida means grandmother, you know, out of affection. Dida, can I give you a massage? You look like you're very tired. He said, oh, you want? Okay, sure. And Jogamaya also creating little warm. You know, when you feel warm, you feel like to lie down. When it is freezing cold, you don't feel like sleeping unless you have a warm blanket. But if it is a little warm outside, you feel like automatically dozing off, you know. You feel. So Jogamaya creating atmosphere and Jatila lying down and Rati Manjari giving massage. This is evening time. So sneakily Srimati Radhika escaped from the back door. No sound. And they are thinking this door is the in and out, but today nobody is going. And Jatila, they fell asleep. They wake up middle of the night. Oh, still you massaging? No. I'm very happy. Till morning, Radharani returns 3:36. Every day 3:36. Prabhupada is fascinating. Anytime you hear some pastimes, whenever Prabhupada is challenged by anybody, have you seen God? One time, some Indian young college student, they were teasing the Western devotees, and Prabhupada was standing there. They could not get the answer, so they asked Prabhupada, Maharaj, have you seen God? Prabhupada did not answer. Prabhupada says, what are you trying to get in your life after finishing school, college? These American boys and girls are born more than that. What are you going to get in your life, wealth, that you go to college? They are already born with it. Why don't you ask why they became devotee? Instead of have you seen God, why are you challenging them? But then Prabhupada is merciful. After a few minutes, he said, you want to see God? You have to come at 4 o'clock in the temple. And I always see Prabhupada never say, come noon time, evening arati, always say Mangalarti. I don't know why. Then when Radha Govinda Maharaj was inspiring me to study the commentary, Dasami Tippani of 10th canto, I'm fascinated on the 10th canto. Like you can never stop, you know, it can go on whole year, it'll never stop. It's so beautiful, all these pastime details. So it says that early morning, 3:36, Radharani finally finished the Ras Leela. She told Lalita Vishaka, let me take rest. They made a beautiful bed. Radha Krishna going to now sleep together. All of a sudden they say, uh-oh, it's the wrong time. Every day it's like this. Wrong time, because it's going to be morning very quick and your in-laws going to find out. You have to go before it gets dawn. Radharani sometimes say, I don't want it. I'm just going to lie down and rest. I did not even lie down with him. I just want to lie down and rest. Okay, nobody is pressuring. She just about to lie, and there is a fear sound comes. Like a rooster. You know, what time you hear the rooster? I'm sorry, my voice is not exactly. Rooster always wake you up. Whoever is a farming, rooster, they actually make sound around Mangalarti time. They wake up because the origin is in Golok Vrindavan, rooster's family. So they create Jotila and Kutila, such a sound. And Radharani started trembling. Okay, dress me up, we are going to go, but I don't want to be separated. Then what happened? All her emotion comes. All her emotion comes. She feels such an emotional feeling. She wants to be with Krishna, but she cannot be with Krishna. Her tears is coming, at the same time joyful that he's here. And this time, all her emotional beauty comes. Even Krishna is like, whoa, how beautiful she is. And even Radharani says, I cannot believe, who is this boy? Lolita Sukhi said, you spend the whole night with him dancing and you don't know who he is? I never saw him. Why? Where does he come from? Oh, come on, Radha, you are dancing whole night. And they literally have a challenge. Why? Because the beauty manifests during this Mangal Arati is so important. That time Lolita Sakhi immediately says, oh my God, I never saw their beauty. Every day she feels like this. She immediately light an incense, remove all the bugs from their body and bring the lamp to show everybody. That's called Mangal Arati. She starts. Every part of Krishna's body is so beautiful. So beautiful. They just want to stare at it. And one by one, everybody comes with the lamp. Then they see, oh, you're going to go home? Oh, Mother Josoda will see there's a little Radharani's, some kisses or something. Oh, better remove it. Where's the napkin? That's all the arati we do every day, Mangal Arati. There's the napkin. Oh, need some water. They put some water, remove it. Hey, chamara, you make it, all the dust goes away. They do chamara, peacock fan. The whole Mangal Arati takes place. This is the origin of Mangal Arati. Why Mangal Arati is so famous in Gauriya? Because at that time, the soul is naturally attracted to that beauty of Radha Krishna. It is wonderful. So I'm going to, how do I do it? I'm going to just conclude this because of 5 minutes. There's a beautiful verse Prabhupada put in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya-lila chapter 17.174. You must read. It's so beautiful. Garva vilasurudita smita suya bhaya krudam sankari karanam harsat uchate kila kinchitam. Radharani, actually what we enjoy in the material world, the union, intimacy of the couple is not that enjoyment highest in spiritual world. Sex is not the highest enjoyment in spiritual world. It is the bhava. It is the bhava that manifests. I'm going to repeat this, try to understand this. It is, Prabhupada says, few places in Chaitanya Charitamrita 5th chapter, Prabhupada writes, sex is so insignificant in the spiritual world. Nobody even think. The married couple, they don't even think is important. It's like a leaf. I have a nice leaf here, flower. I don't look at the leaf and adore it. Oh, leaf, so nice leaf. I don't. I mean, it's a nice tree. It's okay. I'm not against the tree. So sex is like this, so insignificant. But the emotion is so happiness. The emotion play is the highest happiness. And more emotion reveals. So in this, when Krishna stopped Radharani in the middle of public road, try to picture this. This verse is explaining. You know how many pages Prabhupada gave? 7 pages on this verse. 7 pages explanation in Chaitanya Charitamrita. In the middle of public road, Radharani is thinking, I'm a married lady. Everybody knows I'm married. But I love Krishna. And there's a billions girl. And guess what Krishna does? This verse says, Garva Avilasa. You can break down the Sanskrit. It's so tasty, like a candy, gulab jamun. You can taste the word. Garva, she feels very proud. Wow. Out of billion girls, I'm the only one he picked. Of course, I know, he loves me amongst all my girlfriends. And Krishna purposely says, I came here just for you. And everybody said, wow. Of course, and Radharani feel very proud. Garva. Avilas, she desired. Avilas means desire. She really wanted this, that yes, he loved me the most. But expressing this, and then Rudita, but her eyes started shedding tears. Why? If you are happy, Krishna touch your body, she started shedding tears. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Public will see what they will think. No, I am you should touch. No, don't touch me. Mouth is speaking, shedding tears. What are you doing? If public see, what will happen? What will happen? Garbha Abhilasa Rudita, Smita Suya Bhaya Krodam. What a verse, Rupa Goswami Pad. Smita Suya. Her lips are like, oh yes, this is so wonderful. Oh my God, I can't believe your hand is like so unbelievably sweet. Your hand touching my body. But Krudam. Why? Bhaya. Bhaya Krudam. She has a fear. Is anybody seeing me from, this is a public road. Anybody passing by Lolita Bisaka, just look around. Nobody's coming, right? Nobody's coming. We are in the Mathura, Vrindavan Mathura road, public road. It's Jogomaya's. So our emotion, fear is coming out, anger is coming out. What are you doing? Don't hold my hand. What do people will think? Don't. Actually, you should. No, don't. It's like opposite, contrary. Then Sankari Karanam Harshad. Inside she said, oh, I wish you touch me whole day, whole life, eternally. But outside she said, don't ever embarrass me. My reputation will be completely doomed. I'll be like Kalankini forever. So this opposite, contrary, Prabhupada writes in the purport, this pleases Krishna more than meeting personal intimacy. We should understand this is the big play of happiness. Now to those couple. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to give a little answer to those beautiful family from Los Angeles send me text that tomorrow, next week I have a school. Actually, some other devotee also told me they have a school. I'm just going to give 1 minute to them just to remember 3 things. Read 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita, 46 verse. This is one of my favorite verse. Jataha prabrittir bhutanam jena sarvam idam tatam. I made my both son memorize that verse and understand that verse. Sakarmanatam abricha siddhim bindati manava. Very sweet verse. Proper translate. I memorized that too. It's very nice. By worshipping the Lord, who is the source of all beings, who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. Own work. You need to go to school, you need to go to job. You can develop love through that. How? That is the question. Krishna is speaking this, not me. I'm just seeing in a different angle how to understand. Some people think, it's true, some people think that jumping over the world with all its problem and complication is the way to reach God. You please write it down. Transcendental is God beyond the nature. Immense is God in the nature. Krishna said this in 10th chapter, last verse. The famous verse also. So how to understand 3 concepts. Love God in the world, love God through the world, love God with the world. If you can remember, love God in the world, love God through the world, love God with the world. Now you may say, why? Because that verse is explaining very nice. You read the Prabhupada's purport. The world comes from who? Krishna. Is it? This world comes from where? Not we made it. We didn't make the world. It comes from Krishna. Is meant to serve as an arena for those souls who are distant from him to come closer to him. He created this world. Prabhupada writes, why he created the material creation? To revive our dormant love and go back home. So don't see this world as a problem. See the world belongs to God. And I have to love God in the world. This is the first thing. Second, love God through the world. When we face the world's challenges purposefully, we develop and demonstrate the earnestness of our devotion. in the crucible, I would say, of the world's challenges, our love of God crystallized from amorphous sentiment to resilient dedication. You know, resilient, the word resilient, in Bible they say, what's the difference between devil and the saint? He said both can fall, but one who gets up and keep going is a saint. So problem may come. I may be sick. I may not be able to chant, but get up and keep on chanting. Don't stop. You keep on going. This is how you love God through the world. World will create problem, but you still loving God by chanting and following this. And third one is love God with the world. So just 1 minute. Bhakti tradition declares that the world is meant to be offered to God. What do you have, Prabhu? Mataji, what do you have? You have this body, you have your mind, you have your intelligence. Everything is product of this world. Offer those. You understand my language? Offer those what you have. So love God with the world. If you can do these three things, so you write the final conclusion. We reach God, Krishna, not by rejecting the world, but by loving him in, through, and with the world. Did you write it down? You better write it down because you're going to face the school next week. These three things is very important. And you think, how can we love God in the world, as I explained, and how can we love him through the world? And how can we love him with the world? Then problem is solved. Be happy in Krishna consciousness. Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bol. Any reflection? This is the last day. If anybody has anything to say, or
I had a question, Prabhuji.
yes, Prabhu.
So you gave the example of when you were telling the story of the Pulinda girl, and you said also in another time also before you said that Krishna is God because he can attract anybody. If he cannot attract, or if you look at him and you don't feel attraction to him, then he's not God, like Prabhupada said, you said. And Pulinda girl time also you said that she had the desire, that when she saw that she had the desire to be with Krishna. So Krishna is so beautiful, and that if we ever get to see him, definitely we will be attracted to him, and definitely we will want to be with him. So why has Krishna given us the free will, and why doesn't he appear in front of me right here? Then if he appears right here, I will have nothing else to do but to be attracted to him and to serve him. Then why am I put in this world? Why I have given this free will? Why I have been given this choice to make my love felt? If he can come right in front of me, then all my desires will be gone. So what is your answer for this?
I'm glad you asked that question because it's beautiful, thoughtful. You know how many people Krishna met when Krishna appeared actually? You know how much conversation Krishna had with Duryodhana? Nothing happened. It is a free will. Even if Krishna appears to Alachua today, I can tell you right now, if Krishna appears and start walking on the main street, well, right now it's dark, right? 7 o'clock is dark. But even if Krishna appears, well, he doesn't need light. He has a self-effulgence. He walks on the street, people will be like doubting, what's going on? Who is in this guy, Superman or something, something? But they will not have that desire to serve. Because when the iron is rusted, the magnet can come there, but magnet has a power to attract, but rusted iron will not be attracted. So you tell me what can we do to make the rusted iron to be attracted?
Take the rust off.
That's what the bhakti you are doing. It makes sense?
Yes.
You will see Krishna. You know, I tell you, very interesting, 1986, I think 1984, Prince Charles, I was in Mayapur, general manager, and I remember we used to get Jugantar news, Jugantar Patrika, Congress newspaper. And in the front, it says that Prince Charles got engaged to Princess Diana with this sapphire ring, beautiful, some 11 karat or 13 karat, I forgot details. And the picture was there. And I remember one devotee, Western devotee, is saying, what do you think about this? And then in the bottom is this beautiful article. I never forgot. That devotee really injected me in that. He said, look at this homeless guy, what he's giving report. So the reporter went, different people. The reporter went to an executive official. So what do you think about Princess Diana? Is not from royal family. She comes from an ordinary family, but she's so beautiful, really beautiful. They said, sir, you are the big officer. What do you think about Princess Diana? Would you immediately agree that you want to marry a person like her? Well, that's difficult because I think I cannot be qualified. She's like a very high status, I don't think. So, okay, everybody gives their opinion. Then the reporter went to this homeless guy and he has like a hippie hair and all this, you know, he doesn't have any money or shilling or pounds, anything. The reporter asked, what do you think about Princess Diana? I would love and marry her any moment if there is a chance. And this devotee says, this is the definition of greed. This man has no qualification, but he doesn't care for that. He has the greed. In greed, you have no calculation. If somebody has that kind of greed, Krishna will appear in your life. But problem is, I think, well, I don't know if Krishna will appear. We are doubting ourselves. That's not the symptom of greed. I don't know if this gives you a little glimpse. I got stuck with this. I say, wow. So greed does not, you know, what homeless has chance for Princess Diana? But he can have a greed. If that homeless can have greed, if I can develop, you pray for me, I want to also have that greed, and Krishna will reciprocate. Of course, for the Lord. I hope that answers. Thank you, Prabhu. Any other? Otherwise, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpa tarubhasya kripa sindhu vacha patitanam pavanebho vaishnavebho namo namo anantagari vaishnavbinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai.